can we overcome our fears? This is something I personally dealt with Sri Gurudev many years ago. I had one fear in particular that had been with me ever since I could remember. And I couldn't overcome it. And it was a real limitation. So he was kind enough to really speak with me at length and help me on that journey. And I remember his first advice was to analyze, think. What is the basis of the fear? And if you really examine fear, the root of fear is attachment. We're afraid of losing something. And that something could be anything. It could be a possession. It could be money. It could be a friend. It could be our health. It could be one's reputation. But fear is actually fear of loss. And the ultimate thing we're afraid of losing is our own bodies. In other words, fear of death. In the Yoga Sutras, this is referred to as abhinivasha, one of the kleshas or major afflictions of the mind, clinging to bodily life, fear of death. And after going through that analysis with me, guiding me in a devotional track, what he said to me was, say to God every day, he said, throw up your hands and say, God, do whatever you want to me. Well, that might sound easy, but the first time I tried it, I was terrified because I felt like there was some consciousness listening, and I had no idea what I was calling down on myself. So I sort of went, God, do whatever you want to me, hoping that no one would really hear. But as the days and weeks and months went on, I gained my courage to say that. And something wonderful happened. It was so freeing. And what I eventually felt was that God and I, we were on the same team. Not that I was calling on some external power to wreak whatever might come to mind on me, but I was aligning myself with that higher power. And as a team, we were both dealing with it. And it was totally transformative. And at the same time, affirmation and pratipaksha bhavana, the most powerful tools to work on overcoming any emotional obstruction. The pratipaksha bhavana, coordinated with alternate nostril breathing. As you breathe in, visualize along with the breath, you're drawing into yourself from an unlimited cosmic source. Faith, courage, strength. You could pick one or two words maybe that resonate with you. And with the outgoing breath, you're releasing fear, anxiety, worry. Do it 5 to 10 minutes a day, 2 times a day, every day for a month. You'll begin to see a little shift. If it's a minor problem, you can totally overcome it quickly. If it's deeper rooted, more long-standing, it takes more time. It takes more time, but it's a certain remedy. Affirmation you place in the positive tense, like I am an embodiment of faith and courage. You say it multiple times before repeating your mantra, if that's your technique. And then when you repeat the mantra, the power of the mantra goes to fulfill the intention of your affirmation. This was taught to me by Gurudev. I'm not making it up here. And it is powerful. It is powerful. So I did this. This was long-standing. So I dealt with it. It took a number of years. And then one day, the situation arose that I was going to have to face square on the fear that had haunted me just about my entire life. And in my mind, the best case scenario for me would be the fear would rise up within me, but somehow, because of all my years of practice, I would have the strength to push it down. In other words, my best case scenario was that I could suppress it. We all know how helpful suppression is, so it wasn't a very logical plan, but that's what I thought. But the amazing thing that happened when I went into that situation, there was no fear reaction whatsoever within. Zero. No fear. And I turned my gaze inward and I started looking for it. Where are you? Where are you hiding? Come out. Let me see you. And it wasn't there. I tell you, liberation, the big liberation, is unfathomably great. This was in, let's say, on our level of existence, just as great. To be free of that binding, debilitating limitation. And I'll tell you, if I can do it, anyone can do it. It's the practices that work. We all have a mind, we all have a body, we all have 24 hours in a day. Use them well, apply them well, you can overcome any and all fears. I totally believe that.